because Noctis is a pretty anime. But yeah, you know,
I don't know that I don't know it's always Noctis, but it's mostly Noctis, and it's occasionally Gladiolus.
Yeah, you know, we wouldn't be doing contractor work if we hadn't tried and failed to install it ourselves.
I'm sorry, when you try to drill into something and it's plastic and you can't drill through it, and you sit there and you're like,
or metal,
and you're like, I can't drill through this.
Yeah.
Yeah, at this point, let's just fucking hire somebody to do this, because obviously
we're failing.
Here's the thing. Here's the nearest. Story time with Nancy starts now.
Oh wait, but pause. Let's get the chief scientist stuff.
No, this is brief.
Okay.
Okay. Story time with Nancy. So we sit there and we have Nancy in like 8th grade, and I took wood shop, right? Took wood shop, and I had to make a clock. Now I also took wood shop, I believe, in 7th grade. So I took it 7th and 8th grade, or was it 9th and 10th grade? It really doesn't, or 8th and 9th grade. It really doesn't matter. I took it for 2 years, and 1 year I made a salt and pepper shaker. Okay? And it was a salt and pepper shaker with a space to hold napkins. Now, the napkins portion worked, but only one of the shaker holder spaces was actually the correct size. Okay? I don't do well with woodwork, okay? I have no patience for it, really. So, I know this about myself. There are things I can do, and there's things that I can't do, and it's best if I recognize which one this is. So, with that being said, first year we did this salt and pepper napkin holder, and you never could get a salt and a pepper shaker in this fucking napkin holder. I ended up throwing it away and actually burning it because this thing was so fucking useless, okay? It was so bad. It was just bad, okay? Then, the following year, I took woodshop again because I was like, something, I'm going to try this again and see if this is, is this just a case of I just have no patience for it or what, okay? No, I was a little bit peppery, not salty. So, I sat there and I was like, okay, so this year we were making a clock.
Okay.
Okay, we were going to make a clock. I'm like, God damn it, I can't fuck this up. There is no way. It's a fucking square. There's no way I can fuck this up. I fucked it up, okay? That clock never sat right. My parents had it for like 8 years, and then it just disappeared one day. Essentially, they had it until a point. It just disappeared, and I just sat there and was like, something? I can't even be mad. I ain't even mad. How can I be mad about this? Because I looked at that thing, and every single time I went to visit my parents when I was in college, I looked at that thing, and it was a blemish upon my memory because it was so bad. I didn't even think the thing worked. I didn't even have anything to do with the apparatus that made the clock work, but the clock didn't work.
That's saying something. Yup, you're not a clockmaker.
Guess what? This is someone who can't work with wood well. It takes a lot of... If there's something that's already made, I can probably refinish it tolerably well. But I have no patience for that.
Yeah.
It is not my thing.
It saves time at least, says Grunt Fodder.
No, it didn't save time. It was a waste of time.
So, okay. Clearance. Chief scientist size only. It's part of a top-secret military program. It's like for professional credentials, experience, and commitment to the improvement of the human genome. Is the refinement of human genetics, is emissions. Braun, we've seen as a name before. You work in an overseer with a background as a military officer. Your overseer will be responsible for training and maintaining the subject population you will be working with. It is important that you and your overseer maintain a healthy working relationship.
Don't fuck each other. Or if you do, end it on good terms.
Yeah. Vault 75 represents an unprecedented opportunity to test our hypothesis that the human genome can be improved at a rapid rate through the combination of selective breeding, hormonal treatments, genetic modification, and an accelerated generational cycle.
That's even more terrifying.
The experimental objectives of Vault 75 are detailed in the handbooks which have been provided to you already. The experiment is intended to be carried out over multiple generations. As such, there may be unanticipated research opportunities that present themselves. Such divergence provisional protocol are permitted at the discretion of the chief scientist. Because Vault 75 represents a long-term experiment in a closed environment, it will become important to replenish staff periodically. This should be done by selective recruiting of outgoing subjects. We anticipate a certain percentage of resident population to exhibit high intellect scores,
but insufficient physical capabilities to be qualified for genomic harvesting.
These subjects may be, at Overseer and Chief Scientist's discretion, offered the opportunity to join staff. Those who refuse should be disposed of in the same manner as unqualified outgoing subjects. Please note that all internally recruited staff should be kept strictly separate from general population for at least 15 years to prevent members of the general population recognizing former residents among the staff. Only the most trusted and capable staff members should be admitted to the genomics laboratory. It is the responsibility of the chief scientist to very carefully choose these staff members and ensure they are sufficiently trained for their roles. Genetic Harvesting Protocol. Outgoing subjects aged 18 years with aggregate scoring of superior or excellent across key physical, mental, social traits must be escorted to the genomics laboratory. Process should be done on an individual basis and with great care. Remember that successful subjects will likely be capable of overpowering staff. Reiterate to the subject that a brief round of vaccinations is necessary and avoid arousing any suspicions otherwise. Subject should have a file indicate which specific organic material needs to be preserved for future testing. Be sure these directions are strictly adhered to and these specimens are stored quickly. Showing records for most recent graduation. Genome donors. Oh yes, B-Man. They were essentially selectively breeding the children that they admitted into the vault. And
without their knowledge.
And then killing them when they turned 18. Except for some that were intelligent, who they kept locked away for 15 years or so. And then turned them into staff.
Or that they put them into a staff position but didn't let them have any kind of contact for 15 years.
Yeah. Let's see. Pain thresholds have been mostly solved problem for years now. We're finally getting past issues like cardiac arrest under heavy duress. Some concerns about aggression levels. A few psychological breakdowns. We might have to use some new tranquilizers. Food supply is the best method of delivery. Only need one recruit to scientific staff this year, with Washington joining the genetics team to help me out up here. Physical scores were very low, and he has consistently shown good problem-solving critical thinking. Concerns about attachment to some of the younger members of his population. His psychological profile shows he's very suggestible. We'll keep him on the observation deck long enough for those who have personal relations with us to graduate out of the population. That gives us some time to acclimate him to the experimental protocols without conflict. We say to keep him in the dark until then. Very low disposal overhead, thanks to the excellent harvest ratio this year. Just 74 of the overall graduating class. Incinerations will be done within the week. Good first task for Washington before we begin the real work. Archive records are corrupted.
How much do you think somebody lost their shit?
Yeah.
At least means they're still human. Ish.
There's a gunner private running around in here somewhere. I think I came up from here. Wow, we've been poking around this stuff long enough that I'm like, wait, where did I come from? Okay, yes.
Well, you know.
And there's another gunner commander.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, this is legitimately one of the most fucked up vaults in Fallout.
Lock and load.
Oh, only had a fragmentation grenade and a baton.
This bear's having a drink. I don't blame the bear
I'll
at
be
this
honest,
point.
looking at this place. Ooh! Bourbon!
And the Marksman's Hair Trigger Assault Rifle. Nice.
No. Or is that a wine? Whiskey.
We'll take a
That's
look.
whiskey! Oh my god, I am starting to recognize bottle types.
It's iguana on a stick. A little bit of wine.
Wine, whiskey, whatever.
Wine, women, and song. No, wait, is that safe? That is a safe.
Yes, that is. Yeah, I'll be honest. I don't think that there's a single vault that I can sit there and I can say I like, because I sit there and I look at all. You guys are fucked the hell up. That's what I end up saying to every single one of these. Alexander. Do you have a hair trigger on happy hour?
No, I think it's a different mod. I think hair trigger is something about
fire speed?
Yeah, I like the slowdown better.
I think the slowdown works better, to be honest.
With my personal style.
Well, I think that in many styles, there's that the slowdown helps because it helps you aim.
Yep, you can kind of walk the rounds in.
You know, you can. I mean, hair trigger suggests it's going to be a more rapid fire, but you know, what the hell does it matter how many rounds you fire if you can't hit?
This one is being very difficult.
Grandfather says there's only one still running, right? Where you had to pay 3 fusion cores to get in.
Yep. And they were actually decent human beings for the most part.
It's like they were almost like a control group. Almost. Like. But not.
This one's giving me a lot of trouble. There we go. Yes. Okay, so now we got the Overseer's terminal. Let's see. Overseer protocol.
And the Vault-Tec one you restarted, I guess.
Adults age 17 and older will be isolated and disposed of by the head of security. You're going to introduce the children to the caretaker robots in their sleeping facilities. It is recommended that you participate directly in routine story times each evening. Let's see.
All families with children aged 5 to 16 have been offered subsidized admittance. This should maximize number of residents reported for admittance in the crisis event. In the event it becomes necessary, it's preferable to allow potential subjects to remain with their families in the bulkhead area over allowing adults to accompany subjects to the atrium. These subjects will not be admitted to the general population. Some distress is expected in the early days of internment. Oh god, the fact that they use that term.
Childcare consolation protocols. They actually have protocols for childcare isolation. If guidance is needed. Staff duties.
You've been assigned to Vault 75 and provided with standard instructions as found in your operations manual. Research personnel to remain in their designated wing and isolated from making physical contact with residents except under special circumstances. New research personnel may be selected annually from the Vault population as overseer's discretion. Residents are to be informed that the persons have vacated the Vault.
Yeah. Pretty much. They took the kids and they took the adults, and the kids were allowed to go to the atrium, but the adults had to stay in the holding area. The holding area. And then they were disposed of. Yep. A la Holocaust, if you will. Mm-hmm. Residents aged 18 and older must be removed from the general population annually. Residents who have exhibited genetic promise are to be preserved for genome harvesting and reintegration. Residents of average genetic promise but high intelligence and docility may be recruited. All the residents must be culled. Research staff is responsible for cultivating embryo replacements to maintain consistent resident population numbers. Which actually leads to an interesting question. Who do they have breeding? Ooh, good question. Because I doubt that they're actually having teenagers breed. Oh, yeah, B-Man's asking if they experienced puberty or anything. Yes, they did, but not much more. Well, I mean, here's the thing.
I don't. The thing is, they're not wanting children, anybody under 18, to be sexually interacting with each other.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That's not what they want. They want genetic genomes that they consider preferable to be preserved, which means it suggests almost a stasis. And is this a case of it's almost a knocked out Sleeping Beauty style thing that you're going to sit there and knock up an individual?
Oh, Alex, must you? Yes. So let's see. They said they're going to treat the graduation as an important event.
This is essentially the crap. What's the movie?
Logan's Run?
Yes. This is essentially Logan's Run, a la 18-year-old.
Yeah. Subjects to agri ratings are going to be escorted to the genomics laboratory for processing. Ooh, yeah. And
actually, I think becoming a ghoul in the community would be better.
Yeah.
He would at least be living.
Yep. So, I don't know. Maybe they were, like, fertilizing some of the residents to have them give birth with the superior genomic materials.
I'm going to sit there and say that there's a lot of suggestion based on what we're looking at that is actually more akin to a case of that it's more of a Sleeping Beauty setup. Yeah. That you sit there and you're going to have the superior genome, introduced to each other, but there's never any instance of them talking about any kind of interaction between the genomes on a physical level, which suggests that this is all very scientific in that it's like, turkey baster.
Yeah. Okay, so worry about the new recruit in science. It feels wrong. Nursery. We're having a capacity problem in the nursery. We're as full as it can be in IVFS, in vitro fertilizations. But introducing more residents to the population is going to be problematic. We'll have to discuss. Damn it all, some kind of wiring issue caused a fire in the archive. We've lost some hardware that I'm told will be difficult to repair, if not impossible.
Or for science, I guess.
Some of the locks failed once the fire got bad. Trying to be a blessing in disguise. If the locks hadn't failed, then myself or one of the senior scientists would have had to manually open the doors. Status. Genome preservation online, no callback. Vacancy 100%, vacancy 100%. Now let's see. Open the door. I opened the safe already, so... Ooh. Overseer safe key. Well, heck. Don't need that now, do I? Bottle caps. Ooh, Grognak the Barbarian.
Excellent.
Critical hits with unarmed and melee attacks permanently do plus 5% damage.
Oh, take your time. The literate keep me fed.
There's a... Yes.
Okay. Wait. Is that a... Oh, comfy pillow. Mine comfy pillow.
Mine comfy pillow.
So that's actually completed the Vault 75 quest line, but I think there's a little bit more we can find out. But I'm going to take a quick break.
Oh no, what are they getting into? I swear to God, we leave you guys for a minute. Not even. It's not even been a minute.
So, okay, we've been through most of the vault, but there's one door left.
Gonna let problems poop.
Yeah. So let's see. We have an access card, and we have this place where we had to parkour to get to it.
Parkour!
Pourquoi?
Pourquoi?
Ah, I failed.
And you fail.
Hey, Piper. Sup?
Go back, try again. Oh man, this isn't even one of those easy ones. There's a direct route, man. You have to sit there and go all around.
Yeah. Okay. The other side isn't any better, so... We made it.
Parkour!
You have to say it while doing it, so it doesn't count.
Did it count that I said it?
I don't know. Well, we made it that time, so.
It must have.
Fusion cell.
A fiery leather chest piece. Okay.
So, let's see. Okay then. Oh. This is the alternative route, I think, to get into the,
Yeah, this is the Overseers.
Yeah. Huh. Hello there, Gunner Commander.
Some sugar bombs.
She looks like she's sleeping.
Alex, don't. Freddy.
Pleading with the cats.
I am pleading with the kitties. Please don't jump in front of the TV. Wrong one. Honey, that's the wrong stairs.
It doesn't matter, it'll all lead back.
You're gonna have to parkour again. Huh?
No, I'll just have to exit. So, okay. So.
Wait, what was the other way?
Oh.
Wasn't this that vault?
I don't recall.
You know.
Get that Noctis, cats.
With the shooting gallery. Fire time?
Nope.
It's not a different. Which one was that?
I don't know. But it's not this one. Trying to figure out which vault we are in exactly.
This
But
is worst
anyway.
case. Well, here's the thing. When you see a cat, when you see another cat who's like 1.5 times your size, and he's like right in front of you, but he's like not letting you pass, and you're like, ah, shit, do I sit there and jump up and go up and deal with Noctis? Or what? You know, I get Alexander.
He's like, I'm gonna go behind the TV now.
Jesus H. Christ, really?
What does the H stand for?
Hell.
Okay. Heckin'?
No, hell.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never actually asked that question of what does Jesus H. Christ mean, but it's, you know, it suggests it's hell. Or, I mean, whatever.
So that's Vault 75. The, Wait, I'm going down? I should be going up. Where the hell am I going?
You're going down. That's where you're going. You're going to Heckin.
Oh, they built up in this one.
Jesus H. Hank Christ.
Well, B-Man or Grandfather says Howard or Hobo. Both those are equally valid.
Jesus, he's the Christ.
But yeah, so the suggestion here is essentially that it's not exactly spelled out, but that it was discovered that, or one of the scientists discovered the fact that this whole thing was a sham.
Well, not that it was a sham, but that essentially everybody who left did so very much under duress.
Yeah.
If you will.
Some of the other...
Jesus hopscotching Christ.
Yeah, some of
I
the...
like that one, actually.
Yeah. Some of the residents who had not yet graduated decided they were going to overthrow everything, and through their collaboration, it actually was overthrown.
Well,
So-
not only that, the ones who were trying to overthrow got a hold of some of the overseers or one of the head scientists' paperwork, and it's allowed them to get essentially enough of a grounding to sit there within the populace to sit there and overthrow, you know, what was going on.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting question is that we don't exactly know because I wasn't paying attention.
Tesla R. Wait a second, I came through here. How did that not trigger earlier? Electroshock therapy.
Piper gets off on that. It's a kink of hers.
I guess.
Apparently.
And where did
What the hell? Why are you pulling a deacon?
where did that mine come from?
I don't know.
I
It was
walked through
always
here
there.
and it was not there.
Jesus Hiddleswift Christ.
Is that
Is that a suggestion of that Jesus is related to Tom Hiddle?
and Taylor Swift? Yeah. Could be.
Oh, a Setsuna.
Nice.
Nice. Secret synth with a current addiction. You do, okay. As a brief aside, I'm very well read in a variety of genre, and somebody who likes to have who has a current addiction or likes to have electrical currents flown through them is actually somebody who likes to have arc therapy, I believe is what it's called.
Okay.
Or essentially, there is an apparatus that you can use to arc electrical currents through the body or through parts of the body. God damn it. How do I always end up in this situation? The first time was when I was fucking 22 and I had to instruct a fucking 17-year-old who was asking me about sex. I was just like, I don't want to tell you about this, but you know something? Fuck it. Anatomy. Here we go.
I don't even know.
Seriously, I
don't even know.
Why do I always feel like I'm...
feel. It's adorable.
It's adorable. It's nice to see that humans never change. Open your eyes, let's begin. Yes, it's Nancy, breathe it in. You know it's a lot. The hair, the bud. When you're steaming at an intellectual odd.
Oh.
No, actually...
My battery level is low because I unplugged my controller by accident.
Would you like to use mine? Mine's fine.
All right.